Hello, my name is Eric Kestela, and I work for the Michigan Center for Truck Safety. We are funded by a grant of the Michigan Truck Safety Fund. Today, we are going to talk about speed and following distance. You can find us online at truckingsafety.org or on our Facebook page, Michigan Center for Truck Safety. We offer many other training opportunities. Contact us at the Michigan Center for Truck Safety at 1-800-469-7364. All of our trainings that we offer are free. Check us out. Maybe we can help you decipher some of the many trucking regulations you face every day. Check out some of our other videos we have on our page. Let's get started on today's topics. Speeding and following too close. Speeding is the number one contributing factor to fatal collisions. Is the number one contributing factor in all collisions. Because of these two reasons, it's the number one reason police officers write speeding citations. In fact, speed kills thousands of people every year. The number one safe driving behavior is unsafe speed. Exceeding the posted speed limit or driving at an unsafe speed for conditions is the most common unsafe driving behavior, and it costs nearly $41 billion annually. Speed kills, and faster speed kills faster. Federal motor carrier safety rules for every commercial motor vehicle, they must be operated in accordance to the laws and ordinances, regulations, and jurisdictions in which is being operated. However, if a regulation of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration imposes a higher standard of care, then that law, ordinance, or regulation must be followed. So basically what this is saying is that you have to follow the rules of the road in all of the states that you operate in. Let's talk about Michigan speed laws. There's three basic speed laws in Michigan. You have the basic speed law, you have the prima facie speed law, and you have the posted speed laws. Let's go through each one of these. Basic speed law. Michigan's basic speed law requires motorists to drive at a careful and prudent speed, not greater than or less than is reasonable or proper, having due regard to the traffic, surface, and width of the highway, and of any other conditions existing at the time. The also prohibits driving at a speed greater than that which will permit a stop within an assured clear distance ahead. In other words, a motorist must always drive at a safe speed. What a safe speed is will depend on the circumstances. For instance, 55 miles per hour might be safe on a bright sunny day, but if it's dark and the road is icy, going 55 miles per hour could be dangerous and a violation of the basic speed law. Driving too slow can also violate the basic speed law. For instance, driving 5 miles per hour on a freeway when all other cars are going 70 miles per hour would be unreasonable and likely lead to a citation or possible collision. The prima facie speed limits, or Michigan's absolute speed limits, include, unless otherwise posted, 25 miles per hour in a business district, 25 miles per hour in a residential district, 25 miles per hour in a park boundary, 55 miles per hour on truck line and county highways, 55 miles per hour on gravel highways, and 70 miles per hour on limited access highways. There is no trick on how Michigan's absolute speed limit works. Like I said, these are absolute speed limits. If the absolute speed limit is 50 miles per hour and you drive faster than that, you've violated the law and can get a ticket. Michigan legislature also came up with on the interstate where the posted speed limit might be 75 miles an hour. It's greater. If it's greater than 65 miles an hour, a person operating a school bus, a truck with a gross weight rating of 10,000 pounds or more, a truck tractor with a semi-trailer or trailer, or a combination of these vehicles shall not exceed a speed of 65 miles per hour on a limited access freeway or state trunkline highway. So it's 60, the posted speed limit's over 65. The speed limit for commercial vehicles over 10,000 pounds is 65. During frost laws, speed restrictions occur. Most restricted highways and county roads reduce axle loading by 35%. Speed limit on frost-restricted routes are reduced to 35 miles per hour for every vehicle over 10,000 pounds. The gross vehicle weight. These roads may be posted with a sign that says weight and speed restrictions enforced. That says, remember, it says may be signed. The counties that these roads are restricted in are not required to sign them. So pay attention to which roads are restricted and which roads are not restricted, because the speed limit for those roads are 35 miles an hour. And it's important that you understand where they are. When a person operating a vehicle on a highway, when entering or passing through a work zone or normal lane or part of a lane of traffic has been closed due to highway construction, maintenance, or surveying activity, shall not exceed a speed limit of 45 miles per hour unless a different speed limit is determined for that work. So they don't have to post the speed limit of 45 miles an hour. All they have to do is put up the signs that you're going to do entering a construction zone, and the speed limit is automatically 45 miles an hour unless they post it differently. If workers are present, you need to slow down. First of all, though, according to the Michigan Department of Transportation, during Michigan's busy road construction season, motorists are required to reduce their speed to 45 miles an hour in any freeway work zone where workers are present, unless a concrete barrier wall exists between the workers and the vehicles. Public Act 103, known as Andy's Law, went into effect October 1st. The law created penalties for up to 1 year in prison for injuring and up to 15 years in prison for killing a highway construction or maintenance worker. It also imposes a maximum penalty of $7,500. The law is named for Andrew Lefko, a 19-year-old who was paralyzed after being hit while working on I-275 in Metro Detroit. So it's important that you slow down. If you cause an accident or a collision where another person is injured, especially if he's a construction or highway maintenance worker, you could find yourself in jail. It's not a fun thing. If you go too fast on Michigan construction zones, you face a lot more than just a speeding ticket, because now the fines are doubled. You have more points on your Michigan license than what you would have had just a regular speeding ticket. It increases your auto insurance rates. You could end up in jail and fines on top of that. Does speeding really save you time? Let's take a look. Say we're going to travel 100 miles, okay? The speed limit on most highways in Michigan are 55 miles an hour, unless you're on an interstate or you're on a major U.S. or I road, interstate or U.S. highway. Okay, speed limit's going to be 55 miles an hour. If you travel 100 miles, it's going to take you 1.8 hours to go that distance. If you go 5 miles over, it's going to take 1.6 hours, saving about 0.2 hours. Okay, how much is 0.2 hours? About 10 minutes. Okay, if you're traveling at 65 miles an hour, that might save you 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, that time is if you do not stop for a traffic light, slower traffic, or small towns you pass through. Road construction. Okay, if we stretch this out to 2,150 miles, that's going from across the country, okay, long distance, at 10 over the speed limit, it might save you a total of 6 hours of time. And that's going to depend if that's nonstop. If you get into construction zones, traffic slowdowns, and things like that, if you were stopped for a speeding ticket or you got in an accident, was it worth the risk? Did you really save any time? Think about it. Following too close. How many times have you seen an accident where somebody rear ends another guy? Following too close or tailgating is another unsafe driving behavior that results in many collisions and violations. The biggest hazard resulting in this choice is a rear-end collision. Stopping distances for vehicles depend on many factors: vehicle weight, road surface, driver condition, and weather conditions. Following too close is the cause for 5% of all fatalities in motor vehicle collisions. To avoid a rear-end collision, keeping a 7 to 12 second following distance is recommended. Let's look at what the law says. The operator of a motor vehicle shall not follow another vehicle more closely than is reasonable or prudent, having due regard for the speed of the vehicles and the traffic upon and the condition of the highway. Okay? It says you must use reasonable care when following another vehicle. Except as provided in subsection 4, a person shall not operate a motor vehicle with a gross weight, loaded or unloaded, in excess of 5,000 pounds, outside the corporate limit of a city or village within 500 feet of a like vehicle described in this section. What does that mean? 5,000 pound vehicle. Pickup truck or larger. Pickup trucks' empty weight or gross weight ratings are over 5,000 pounds. An average pickup truck weighs about 5,000 pounds. So if you're operating a pickup truck or bigger and you're following other vehicles of like size and description that we just said, you must maintain a distance of 500 feet, except when you're going to overtake or pass the vehicle. All right, so if all you're doing is following the vehicle, spread it out, 500 feet. Except as provided in subsection 4, the distance of not less than 500 feet shall be maintained between two or more driven vehicles being delivered from one place to another. So if you have people that are driving together, where you must maintain 500 feet. So here's another section that you have to maintain that distance when you're traveling together with other vehicles. Okay? This does not apply to vehicles in a platoon, and a platoon would be a military style exercise. The operator of a truck tractor, when traveling upon a highway outside of business or residence district, when conditions permit, shall leave sufficient space between the vehicle and another truck or tractor so that an overtaking vehicle may enter and occupy the space without danger. This subsection does not prevent the operator of a truck tractor or truck from overtaking and passing another truck and truck tractor or other vehicle in a lawful manner. This subsection does not apply to a vehicle in platoon. So what this is saying, if you're not following another like vehicle, you need to leave enough distance between you and the vehicle that you're following for someone to pass you, and you must have a sufficient space for them to pass you and pull in between you and the vehicle that you're following. If there's not sufficient space for them to pull in, you are violating the following too close law. So you need to back up and leave some room for people to pass and pull in between you and the other vehicle. Violation of this section is responsible for a civil infraction. Okay. Quick story. My father drove over the road many years. I rode with my dad a few times, and I noticed that the same faster truck kept passing us every other hour or so. I started watching for him, and I noticed that they would be stopping at every other truck stop for whatever reason. My dad said that there were big trucks, and then there were big trucks. He said a big truck drives as fast as he can, and a big truck drives as fast as he wants. And you know what happens? They both get to their destinations on the same day, generally within an hour of each other. Moral of the story, you make your deliveries by driving safely and arriving on time. Let's talk about the penalties that may occur. Penalties for a speeding ticket. Speeding is what they call a civil infraction. Okay, generally it doesn't. You're not going to end up in jail for doing a 5 over speed limit. It's a fine. It may be demerits up there, but you may get points on your driving record. They're called demerit points. Generally, a speeding ticket will cost a driver between $200 in fines, and then the court adds their costs up to $100. Okay, depending on your speed and compared to the speed limit, speed violation could look like this. 1 to 5 over, you're going to get 1 point on your driving record. 5 to 14 over, you're going to get 2 points on your driving record. 15 to 25 is 3 points, and anything over 25 or more is 4 points, which could lead to reckless driving. Depending on the circumstances, a speeding violation could lead to reckless driving if you have other kinds of driving behavior, improper lane changes with it, things like that. Instead of writing you improper lane change and speed, they'll add them all together and call it reckless driving. If they do that, they take it out of that civil infraction portion and make it a misdemeanor. Now, misdemeanor means that you could end up with jail time. A misdemeanor is an arrestable offense. Okay, so if you are speeding 25 miles or more above the speed limit, that's something you might find yourself sitting in jail for. Okay, if a motorist causes death of another person while speeding, it's called a felony. Vehicular manslaughter. Vehicle manslaughter charges are a possibility if you're exceeding the speed limit excessively. Other penalties. Following too close is a civil infraction also. Generally, a ticket will cost the driver up to $200 in fines and a maximum of $100 in court costs. A violation could also lead to demerit points being assessed to the motorist's driving record. If cited, 3 points will be added to your driving license. Disqualification of driving privileges. These types of violations we're talking about today are called serious moving violations. If you receive 2 serious moving violations like speeding 15 or more or following too close in a 3-year period, you'll be disqualified from operating a commercial motor vehicle for 60 days. What does disqualified mean? It means you will not be allowed to drive a commercial motor vehicle for 60 days. Your company cannot allow you to drive their vehicles for 60 days. You will be out of a job for 60 days. Okay? If you receive 3 moving violations in a 3-year period, you will be disqualified for operating a commercial motor vehicle for 120 days. So if you have two moving violations already, and you've already been disqualified for 60 days, you get back on the road and you do it again, creating your third violation, you're going to be out of job for 120 days. Okay, that's a long time to go. 4 months without driving, without a job. Can you afford that, really? If you are stopped and issued a citation in another state, okay, you will probably ask to post a bond. The bond is not payment for a citation. The bond is insurance that you will appear in court and take care of the citation. At the time you appear in court, the bond may be applied to the cost of the fine, and you would then pay the remainder of the fine. Okay. If you do not appear to take care of the fine with the court will put out an arrest warrant for failing to appear in court and suspend your driving privileges until you do appear in court. If this happens, you are no longer legal to drive a commercial motor vehicle in any state and will be arrested for failing to appear in court and may be cited for driving while your license is suspended, which is another serious moving violation. Csa Score. This is your safety rating that your company has. There's also a SMS score and a PSP score. The SMS score is your company's safety measurement score, and your PSP is your personal driving score. These scores, these points stay on your Csa score for 3 years before they start dropping off. Okay, it's 15 or more points, or for 15 or more over the speed limit, you get 10 points. If it's 6 to 14 over, it's 5 points. Following too close is 10 points on your Csa score. Okay, these tickets will affect your insurance rates also. Speeding and following too close could cause you a waste of time with a red light behind you flashing. Okay, it could waste money paying the fines, added fuel costs, and insurance rates. It could also be a waste of life if you are involved in a collision while speeding or following too close. Make the right choices and don't be wasteful. Okay, if you have any questions, you can contact us at the Michigan Center for Truck Safety. You can check us out on our website at truckingsafety.org. You can email me at upinfo@truckingsafety.org, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Or you can call us toll-free at our Lansing office or our Escanaba office at 800-682-4682 or 800-469-7364. Again, my name is Eric Kestel. That is the end of our program today. I hope it helps you and your company become a better, safer trucking company. I hope these help you understand the reasons why there's a speed limit and the officers are out there enforcing these rules and regulations. Tune in next time, and we'll have another program on trucking safety. If you have questions about our topic today, please call us at our center, email at me at upinfo.org, or if you have a topic you would like to discuss, let us know. Thank you for attending today. Goodbye.